Welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. So today I have a popularly asked video for you, and we're going to be talking about the Cricut Maker, getting started out the box. We're also going to do this with the Cricut Explore Air 2. So I'll do an unboxing and making your first cut, but this is going to be getting started with the Cricut Maker, getting it connected to your iPad, making that first cut, all of those good things. So let's get started with connecting it to your iPad. So when you get your Cricut Maker out the box, you're going to want to take that transformer block. This, I believe you actually get a white one of these. This is a different one at my craft room. You're going to want to plug it into the back of your Cricut Maker. So along the back here, you have this little hole. That's where your transformer goes in. So you're going to pop that in here. And nicely, my Cricut's open for me, but I'll show you from scratch. So it comes like this. You just open up this top piece, and this one will pop forward for you. And then you're going to press the on button over here. So that's literally all you need to do. It will do some kind of refreshes and things, and you're ready to go. Now, boot up your iPad or whatever tablet you're using. Obviously, instructions might be slightly different depending on your tablet, but here I have an iPad. Now you're going to go into settings, which is this one down here. You want to go to Bluetooth, and you're going to wait for other devices. Mine is called the Maker E5 CD. It'd be something along Maker options. You're going to hit that, and you're going to want to wait for that button over here to be nice and steady. And it'll ask you for a pin. Now the pin could be 4 zeros or 1, 2, 3, 4. You can try both. I happen to know mine is 4 zeros, and you're going to hit the pair button, and you'll see it now comes up as connected. That means I'm ready to go. That's literally all you have to do. It's so simple. The same if you're using a laptop, you can just go into your Bluetooth, you know, compare the two, whatever the settings are for your device. Now we're going to want to use the Cricut app. You can see it's one that I use regularly. If you don't have the Cricut app on your iPad, go to the App Store, just like this, and hit the search button, and you can just type in Cricut, search, and you're going to want Cricut Design Space. Now here it would say get, that's all you need to do. For me it just says open, and then you're going to sign in. I'll put some links below to the Cricut Access option. So Cricut Access, you can pay monthly or an annual subscription. It gives you access to thousands or tens of thousands of fonts, to images, projects, all those kind of great things. It also gives you a discount when you are shopping at the Cricut store, which you can stack on top of some of the coupons that we often have available too. So it's really worth getting. It saves me a ton of money when I am using my Cricut app. And again, I'll put links in the video description for you so you can check that out. Anything with the A, that is what is included in Cricut Access. Otherwise, I would have to pay for that. So I more than get my money's worth out of having the Cricut Access. So here I can choose a project, and you can see there are thousands of projects. I can also search along the top here. I can just tap, and if I wanted to do, say, infusible ink, which is a new Cricut product, I just type in infusible, and it gives me lots and lots of options. Maybe I wanted to do vinyl, V-I-N-Y-L. Again, tons and tons of options that I can do with my vinyl. So, you know, you can see there lots of options. Another option I have is to go to Canvas. This was something I was making for a friend the other night. I can clear this off. I can grab image. Again, this takes me to the Cricut store. Anything with A, that's included in my access. So you can see I've got the little Cricut guy here. I've got tons of different options of things I could cut out. So we could choose something here. Why don't we do the little Cricut guy? We can cut him out. I tap him, I hit insert, and then I can pop him in the corner of my canvas. So I thought we would cut something out today on vinyl. And I'm just going to pop that over there. And I'm just going to pop this to the side for a second. So let's go back to talking about our Cricut. So in mine, because it's a well-loved machine, I already have my blade. So let's just talk about the two sides. So in this side, this will come in your box. This is your Cricut blade. This is your regular knife blade, just the normal blade, nothing special about it. And all you do is you pop it in here. It sits so that this little bit of the knife kind of that juts out just sits on top. You close it across here and you clip it in like so. This side is for your pen. So if you want to draw, this is where you're going to put your pen in. You open it up. you slot your pen in, you close it up, and off you go. And I'm going to show you how the app tells you exactly what you need to do. Okay. You'll also have a mat or two, they're the words I'm looking for, in your pack. And depending if you bought something like the sampler packs that go with your machine, again, I'll put links in the video description for you. I'm also going to include some optional coupon codes in the description if we can find any for Cricut. Buying the machine with these samplers is often a really great value to get some different materials to play with. You get the machine included. They often have kind of bounce back offers and things. We'll add whatever the best offer is at the time we make this video go live. But having those in there is a great option. I always, when I buy a machine, I always buy the samplers with it. Even if I don't necessarily want those materials right away, the materials come at such a great discount. When I bought my Cricut Explore Air 2, which I'll be airing in a few days, I bought the sampler pack, and you'll see that in my unboxing. And I bought it because, yes, I have lots of materials, but I think for like 30 bucks, I ended up with a ton of extra materials, and the value was awesome. So when you get your mat, you're going to take off this little plastic sheet that you saw me take off. This is a piece of the metallic rose gold vinyl that I just happen to have. Now, they do come on a roll, so something I like to do, because they are a little bit curly, is I just kind of roll it back on itself. It just makes it a little bit easier to handle. So I just kind of roll it back on itself like that. And then all I do is pop it onto my sheet, like so. And just press it down. Now, depending on the material, will depend on how much of this you need to do, but it's really a good idea to get one of the Cricut toolkits. So I really like the brayer. Again, I'll link everything in the description for you at the best options like this. And Cricut do some great value options for shipping to Canada. Again, I'll put that down. They do flat rate shipping over a certain amount. I'll put all of that in the description. And they also do free shipping codes for the US. So I'll put those down there over certain amounts. The other things they do are scrapers and the tool sets too. So this little really cool pencil case I have, I don't think it's available any longer, but the tool sets are invaluable. So I really recommend that one if you are starting out with the Cricut. So here is my material on my mat. Let's go back to our device. So, okay, so we're gonna make it. That's this button down here. So we're gonna hit make it. And now you can see it appear on my mat. Now I don't need to worry so much because I can see he's gonna end at the 5-inch mark and my material goes down to the 6.5-inch mark. So I more than have enough material, and my material goes all the way across my mat. However, sometimes you might have a scrap you want to use. There is a feature in here called Snap Mat, which you'll see down the bottom here. This feature is awesome. I have a whole video on it, but I'll just briefly show you what it does. So the first thing you're going to have to do is have your mat aligned how it shows you on the picture. You see how my hanger tag is up here? You want your hanger tag up here. You hit the Snap Mat button and it says position mat close to frame edge. And you can see there's a little hanger tag, very small on here. And I'm never very good at aligning these things. I'm always back to front. Why have I not got this right? Oh, it's because my app's like that. There we go. So, just going to so once it's snapped like this, you just hit the use button and you can see how my little Cricut guy here just comes up. And so I can position him anywhere on my material, which I think is super cool. The other option, of course, you can hit here, you can move into another mat, you can hide him, all those kinds of things. But if you had a scrap and it was over here, you can just move it onto that scrap. So the Snap Mat is a really useful feature. So then you just hit continue. And what it's going to do is start transferring that information to your machine. So I'll hit that back again. Here it's going to say material size. So this is your mat. So you've got the 12 by 12 mat. It'll tell you if you need anything bigger. And you can tell it if you've got a smaller material. You can mirror it if you're doing iron-on. So if you're doing things like the infusible ink, the HTV, all of those kinds of things. You've got all of those options in here. And it's telling me that it's a cut. So if it's like a print and cut, if it's a draw, you'll get different icons come up in this area. So we're just waiting for it to transfer that material and transfer it into a cut file. So you just see this little timer down here. So this is the next screen that you will see, and the next thing you want to do is hit all materials. And in here, you can search whatever you're looking for. So I have metallic vinyl. So this is where the app gets really clever. And I'll show you a couple of other things. So you can search in here infusible. So if you have the infusible ink transfer sheets. So you really can search anything. All of the Cricut items are in here, and a lot of other things too. So if you have things like cereal boxes you want to cut, if you want to cut the wood with the knife blade, pretty much definitely every Cricut material in here, and a lot of other materials are in here too. So it will know whatever item you're looking for. So you can put that in here. You can also start favorites. So if it's something you cut a lot, so I'll select that, you can add it in here. I'll go back. And you can see here now some of my favorites are starting to go up here. Or you can go for popular, and there's things that people cut all the time in there as well. Now it's going to go next. Load tools and mat. So it's going to tell you clamp A, which is this one. There's nothing required. Clamp B, load your fine point blade. That's the one that I showed you earlier. Then it's going to tell you to load mat. This is where Cricut is great, because everything that you need to do next is always going to be what's flashing. So my arrows are flashing. That's what I need to do. I need to insert my mat. I'm going to put it through these 2 white guides, and I'm going to press the button that's flashing. Super simple. It's going to adjust itself. It's going to make sure it has the right pressure for you. And then my app tells me, press go. Press the flashing button. Now there is a fast mode. I don't tend to like to use the fast mode. I find it doesn't cut as well. You can try it out and see what works for you, but I just find the regular mode works fine for me. Again, it's the flashing C button. So we're going to press that because that's what's flashing for us. There is a pause button too. So if you need to use the pause, maybe you want to walk away and you don't want to leave it running, you can press the pause. Maybe something's moved and you want to move it back, or you need to put a new pen in. You can hit that pause button anytime you need to. You also have 2 nice storage things in here. Plus, when you're using it, you have the option to pop your iPad or your device up here, which I find really helpful, because normally I'd be on the other side of the table and I'm tapping away doing whatever I need to do. Also, it cuts really quickly. I'll show you this little storage drawer in the front as well when this is finished cutting, which is really handy to store your blades and some extra replacement items in. But you can see, and it cuts pretty quickly too. Our cubby's over half done. It gives you a little status bar on your screen too. If you had multiple mats, maybe layering colors, those kinds of things, they would all be down the side here, and then it would say insert your next mat with your green or your blue, or whatever happens to be on your screen for your next part of your project. So our little critter here is nearly finished. I think they call them cubbies, but he's nearly finished. So once he's finished, it will spit the mat out. It does still hold onto it in case you want to do anything extra, but you'll say action complete, okay? And you'll see it's flashing. So again, that's what we're going to press, and we remove our mat. Now, as I mentioned, there's a little storage cubby under here. You can open this up, and there's a little area for you to store lots of things. So I have my fabric blade, my rotary blades in here. There's some other little bits and pieces. I keep one of my scrapers in here. There's this little magnetic piece as well, which is perfect for spares and things. So you can see there's a nice little area, and it's a magnetic close. So it just kind of snaps itself shut with a nice soft close on there. So lots of places for you to store. Now, when you're done, then what you're going to want to do is peel your mat away from your material. You'll see I don't get any tearing, and you're going to get a much easier release that way. Okay, so next thing is I like to make a rough cut first of all. So the next step with vinyl, HTV, or any of the material really is to weed, and weeding is removing the excess. So to do that, I like the weeding hook and my tweezers. We're also going to need some tape. I like the Thermoweb 1/2 inch tape and my lovely little mermaid here. The first way, well, you can do it 2 ways. You can either do the insides or you can do the large piece first. Of course, doing the large piece first can make it easier on you. If I'm doing something dark like a black or maybe a really large piece with lots of words in it, I would use the Cricut Bright Pad because it's going to shine through. It's going to show you all those extra areas. This is a really small cut, and on a bright color, it's really easy. But the Bright Pad really is worth it for big pieces, lots of words, dark colors, all those kinds of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off all of these pieces like this. And you can see how easy this is. Look how easy this cut is to just peel off. So I'm just going around the edge of our little critter. I think they call them cubbies. But you can see, just peel that off. So this is just excess. This is, that's why I do that rough cut. Then we're going to take our weeding hook, and it depends on whether it's curling or not. Sometimes it curls more than others. You might want to tape it down to help you, you might not. But our hook is just going to get into these little areas here, and it's going to help us remove them. Just like this. Sometimes fingers, sometimes tweezers. You'll kind of work out whatever works best. And it does vary by project too. Sometimes I find that I need different tools for different projects. Oops. So I just make myself a little pile over here. Just like that. And then for this one, I'm actually just going to bend because it's a larger piece. So I think that's going to be easier. And you can see it's a nice crisp cut, so it's leaving behind exactly the pieces I want it to. And he's coming together nicely. Now we're going to have that large piece. Super simple. And this is a really easy one to weed. Take out his little toes and his arm. Now, if you were doing lots of words, you wouldn't be able to just curl it like this. You'd find your letters would go everywhere. But on him, that's really easy. Now, the next thing you're going to want is transfer tape. And the Cricut transfer tape is a really nice one. Reason being all the grid lines on it, and I'll show you that in a second. So we're going to want a piece of transfer tape, roughly the same size as him. Again, let's trim this down. I usually go slightly larger than my piece. And I'm just going to find my edge. Sometimes your weeding hook is a good little tool for your corner. Oops. I usually find just kind of like flicking one corner tends to work. There we go. I always find there's just one corner that works for me better than any others. Now again, if it was words, you'll see there's a light grid printed on here, which is perfect for when you're working with words. And there's a light grid printed on your vinyl underneath. So you can line that up if you're working with words. Also just working with little critters, so it's nice and easy for him. So we're just going to press it down on top. And we're going to take the scraper tool. You can also use a credit card or something, but these scraper tools are great. And they come in the little toolkits. There's a small one as well, which you saw I store in the front of my maker. And we'll just pick this up off of our surface. And then I'm going to turn it around. And the way I like to do this, and I find is easiest, is to just peel this backing away and just kind of curl it. Because as I curl it, my piece likes to stay down better, and if I need to, I can just go back. You can see here, I can apply his mouth. Sometimes you need to just dab down a little bit. Sometimes your weeding tool. You may even need to go back and give it an extra little scrape at times. There is also an extra strong transfer tape. So again, if I'm doing lots of words, I would use my extra strong because it's going to hold it even more. And then you can apply this to anything, to a wood piece, to maybe a door, to your Cricut. I mean, you really can apply it anywhere. Let's just apply it to the cover of my mat, and he can just be my little mat cover guy, my little buddy here. So I'm just going to apply it on the center. So you put it wherever you want it to be. Again, you're going to use your scraper to help you apply it down, just like this. The brayer also works really well, so whatever tool you find works for you nicely. You're going to want to apply it, make sure there's no bubbles, all of those good things. And then you remove your transfer tape. And this is a permanent vinyl that I'm using. And just applying a little bit of pressure like this, you can see if I have some more intricate details, this applies it really nice and easily. Just applying some pressure as I remove, and then I'll take my brayer over at the end, give it a nice roll down. And now my matte cover has a nice little buddy on the front, and I'll just move this matte cover from matte to matte because, hey, it's going to look really cute. So now I know this is definitely my Cricut matte cover, but isn't he just super cute? And that is how you make your first cut on your Cricut Maker. It is super simple. It is so intuitive to use, and you can use it with Android. You can use it with your Microsoft Surfaces. You can use it with your laptops. There's a plug-in option. If you have cartridges, you can get an adapter for that as well. As I say, we're going to show you how to do the same with the Cricut Explore Air 2. I just bought myself one so I can show it to you as well. So stay tuned for that. As always, links in the video description. We absolutely appreciate when you use those, and we'll add all of the latest coupon codes for you as well. So stay tuned for those. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications of our daily tips, tricks, tutorials, or maybe something a little bit different, and hit that join button to be part of the Hedgehog Hollow community, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. And I'll see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, happy crafting and have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.